This is a disaster, and you can still fix it. You made a promise to protect the LGBTQ community. Call me. Now I have a message for the bullies. You're sick. And because you're weak, you pick on kids, you pick on women, or anyone else you think is vulnerable. Apparently, even becoming the Attorney General isn't enough to cure some people of their insecurities. As proof, the Supreme Court will soon hear a very important Title IX case, thanks to the courage of a very brave young man, Gavin Grimm. Mr. President, we'll see you in court. Finally, I have a message for President Trump from, well, one Republican to another. This is a disaster, and you can still fix it. You made a promise to protect the LGBTQ community. Call me.
Shame on you!
Outrage in the streets of Anaheim, California. Hundreds of protesters demonstrating. Some smashing windows and vandalizing homes, demanding the firing of an LAPD officer who pulled a gun on a group of teens. Tonight, new video showing more of that heated altercation between the off-duty police officer and this 13-year-old boy.
Let go of me.
No, I'm not letting go of you.
Let go of me.
The Los Angeles police officer was reportedly upset that this group of teens had repeatedly walked across his lawn. The boy claims the officer insulted a female friend.
No, I said, look, respect the girl.
And the officer believes he heard a threat from the 13-year-old.
You shouldn't have made the threat that you were going to shoot me.
I didn't say that.
The fight escalating, and another teen pushes the officer over a hedge. As the officer struggles with the group, he reaches for his gun and fires a shot. The 13-year-old spoke to Telemundo.
I thought I was gonna die, like, right there. Because I thought he was gonna shoot me, because he was, like, mad.
Police arriving minutes later, questioning the officer, but only arresting 2 teens who were later released.
There was insufficient evidence at the time to prove the officer's actions rose to the level of a criminal act.
The FBI claims Robert Hester Jr. is a would-be terrorist planning a bombing spree on a scale he believed was 10 times bigger than the Boston Marathon attack. The alleged mission of a U.S. citizen with a brief stint in the U.S. Army, a President's Day terror massacre targeting buses, trains, and a train station in Kansas City. But it was all a sting. The FBI locked in on Hester after he allegedly began posting ISIS propaganda and declarations of jihad on social media using a number of aliases, including Jannad Muhammad.
He opened himself up to being contacted, was very anxious to, be recognized, and kind of walked right into this trap that was set for him by the FBI.
Hester allegedly bought copper wires, batteries, and roofing nails for pipe bombs and was shown 3 AK-47 assault rifles and 2 handguns. When an FBI undercover agent posing as an ISIS terrorist said the bloody plot was, quote, going to bring them to their knees, Hester allegedly responded, "I can't wait. I can't wait."
The protest camp near the Dakota Access Pipeline was cleared out today. About 24 people who ignored orders to leave were arrested. Protesters set up the camp last August to block the pipeline from being finished near the Standing Rock Indian Reservation. Tribes say it threatens their drinking water and cultural sites. An executive action from President Trump helped clear the way for the pipeline's completion.
Planned Parenthood has scored 2 important victories on keeping its funding. A federal judge in Texas says the state cannot kick out the charity from its Medicaid program, at least not without a full trial. Texas tried to defund Planned Parenthood amid allegations the organization tried to illegally sell fetal organs. But the judge expressed skepticism over the state's evidence, adding that defunding the agency would deprive thousands of patients of needed health services like cancer screening. Similar defunding efforts have failed in several other states as well. And in Virginia, the governor has vetoed a bill that would have blocked state funding for clinics that perform abortions for women not covered by Medicaid. He vetoed the same bill last year, but the bill's sponsor is hoping the General Assembly will override the veto later this week.
Real hope and real change for America bellowed from the Conservative Political Action Conference in National Harbor, Maryland.
If you want to see the Trump agenda, it's very simple. It was all in the speeches.
We got to mobilize. We got to march forward as if it's the most important time in the history of our movement, because it is. Men and women of this movement, there is no time like the present. So make your voices heard.
Meanwhile, as WorldNet Daily reports, exorcists, witches, and occultists in a number of magical groups are announcing plans for a ritual designed to bind Donald Trump and all who abet him. The right, requiring a stub of a candle, a pin, salt, matches, a tarot card, a feather, and other odds and ends, calls on spirits to ensure President Trump will fail utterly. It also includes burning a picture of the commander-in-chief, visualizing him blowing apart into dust or ash. Participants apparently have the option of using a baby carrot instead of an orange candle. Among the various spirits invoked are the demons of the infernal realms. Those infernal demons appear to walk among us in the forms of Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and George Soros. Truly, witchcraft may be the last avenue to defeat the majority of the will of the American people that the Democrats have left.